Hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce. Whew. What is going on, people of the wild web? No, hot sauce isn't the secret to bulletproof knees, but today I'm gonna run you through my secrets to keeping my knees healthy all year long, regardless of the sport that you're playing. So you guys know I ski like a maniac all winter long. I love jumping off every little nook, cranny, hop, skip, bop that I see, and I give my knees no breaks, sometimes skiing 3 or 4 days in a single week. In the summertime, I'm trail running, I'm playing around, I'm working out all the time, and I give my knees no rest. So I know knee problems are super big. I've dealt with them myself, so I want to share with you guys today my secret on how I keep my knees bulletproof for the ski season. First, let's start with a quick little story time. If you want to skip right to the exercises, I'll have a timestamp so you can jump to it, but for any of you who want to stay in for the long haul, listen in. Quick little story about kind of my journey with my knees. So I used to be a university baseball player in a whole nother life, and I used to squat crazy amounts of weight so I could have these tree trunk legs so I could hit the ball as far as humanly possible. I was squatting way too heavy at a young age, and my knees started to ache pretty badly. And right as I was kind of finishing my baseball career and starting to ski more and hike more, my knees were in so much pain all the time. It was extremely debilitating. I couldn't hike comfortably. When I was skiing, I would feel it all the time, and I didn't really know what to do. When COVID struck, Laura and I packed all our things up and we moved into the back of the pickup truck. And when you're living inside of a pickup truck, you know, everything that you do, you have to move to do everything. You want water, you move. You want to have a snack, you move. You want to move spots, you move. You want to brush your teeth, you move. You want to pee in a storm drain, you move. Everything involves moving. You can't be sedentary when you're living in a vehicle. And movement and just moving like that and beginning to hike every day and working my muscles every single day eliminated all of my knee pain like this. It was magic. It was gone. The reality is not all of us have jobs where we can actually move all the time, or we can, you know, live in a vehicle. So I'm gonna kind of run you through some practical things that you can do in your everyday life to ensure your knees are bulletproof for the ski season. So the first step before we get into the exercises is just to make sure you dial in your lifestyle. One of the most important factors of pain is just dialing in your lifestyle. And I like to call these things my big four. That's eat, sleep, exercise, and movement. So as long as you're eating well, sleeping enough, exercising every day, and moving as much as humanly possible, your body is going to feel the best that it's ever felt. For me, movement is absolutely number one. Move as much as you possibly can. If you work in an office, try and get up every 40 minutes, move around, do some deep squats, do something. Eating well, eat as well as you can. Obviously, I indulge all the freaking time. Who cares? It's life. You may as well live your life, but you know, eat as well as you can. Try and sleep consistently. If you like having 4 hours, you like having 9 hours, doesn't matter. Keep it consistent, and then exercise every single day. I work out almost every day. I usually do a strength day and then a cardio day. I kind of rotate, and on the weekends I never work out, but I'm always doing something active in the wild. So the first step to ensuring your body is going to be performing at its peak all the time is to dial in those big four. Let's dive into the workout, but first I'm going to tie my hair up so it doesn't get everywhere. That's better. I do this routine about 3 times a week, and it involves 3 main things: movement and mobility, rolling, and stretching. And these 3 things I have found have just opened up my hips and created pain-free knees, and it's just been a life changer. Knee pain exists because of either a weakness in your hips or in your quads, or a lack of strength, or a lack of flexibility. So this routine kind of covers a bit of everything and increases strength, flexibility, and mobility kind of within your lower body. I don't have a ton of time in the day to do like 5 sets, 5 rounds and everything, so I like to keep it simple, and I honestly just do everything one time. We're starting with mobility, kind of gets the blood flowing, kind of gets you moving and gets you ready to do some stretching later on. So I'm going to run you through all the mobility movements that I do. The first one is 10 deep squats. Go as deep as you can in the squat and just do it 10 times. The more you do it, the more you'll open up the hips and the easier it'll become. Keeping those heels on the ground. This is a great one to do when you're in the office. Stand up from your chair, do a couple of these. People will laugh, but they won't be laughing when you're jumping off cliffs until you're 45, 50, 60, 70, who knows. Perfect. Now after the 10 deep squats, I like to do 10 lunges. So just do 5 deep ones on each leg. By deep, I mean step into a lunge position and go right deep over your knee. This is usually what people would call and do 5 on one side and then 5 on the other side. People would usually tell you don't squat that deep over your knee, but it creates mobility. When you're skiing, you get in weird positions and you need to be ready and strong in those weird positions. So 5 of these. Other leg. Wonderful. After the 5 lunges, we're gonna go into a lunge stretch. So what you're doing with this one is you're getting into that lunge position and you're moving your back heel up and down. I'll show you. This one is one of my favorite stretches and mobility movements in the world. Deep lunge, arm extension, lean to the side, your front leg is on, and move that back heel up and down 10 times. This is amazing. Opens up your hips, everything, all the connectors. Feels great. Switch sides. Ten of those. Perfect. Next we've got good mornings. These ones are a little weird. You're gonna go down, sit back, push your chest forward, put your arms behind you, lengthen your arms out to tighten that back, and then pull your arms into your side and just hinge at these hips. These are called good mornings, and these will feel great on your hamstrings. Get everything nice and warm. So another 10 of these. Perfect. Now we're dropping down to the mat and we're getting into the more specific and the more classic kind of hip, knee, quad movements. But those first few mobility movements there, I find, just open everything up, get you sweating, and are also great moves to do when you're in the office or working throughout the day. They're just so good for you. First one we're doing is a hip bridge. Hip bridge is an absolute classic. Builds strength in your glutes, so your buttocks, and it's just fabulous. You can do these with bands or without bands. So you can put a band around your legs. This is what I like to do. I'll put a band around my legs, get into the hip bridge position, and you can do 10 reps, 20 reps, 30 reps, whatever feels good to you. I like to get close to failure, really feel that burn, and that's where the progress is made. So hip bridge, you're laying down on your back. You can do this without bands, and you're just hips on the ground, feet on the ground, head on the ground, and you're pressing your hips up into the air, basically thrusting into the air. And really squeeze at the top. I think I'm only gonna get to 15. I'm really feeling the burn today. Next one is a laying leg raise. So just laying, and all you're gonna do, lay on your back, and you're going to just lift your legs. You can do this with a band or without a band. This is strengthening your hip flexor. So there's not a lot of movements where you can strengthen that hip flexor, and this is a really good one. 10 on each side. Switch legs. Perfect. Now once you're done with that, roll onto your side, and you're going to do, oh, we're gonna kick that off the deck. Very good. And the hot sauce, gone. Whatever, we'll pick it up later. Lay on your side, and what you're gonna do here is you're going to, I like to call these leg pinch and raise. You're gonna go back with your leg as far as you can while laying on your side, just keeping your body straight. You're gonna go up, and then you're gonna go forward in with your knee. So out, up, and in with your knee. You can do this with a band or without a band. This is a great one. Totally resets. Ooh. Other side. My form might be a bit sloppy. If it is, let me know. Don't worry about it too much, you know. All movement is good movement. Unless you're adding a lot of resistance and a lot of weight, you'll hurt yourself. But all movement, especially with no weight, is really good movement at the end of the day, if it's pain-free. Up, in, back. Make sure to get that other leg. Now you can do that without a band too, right? Without a band. For any of you at home who don't have a band, doesn't matter. Back, up, in, back, up, down. Super good. My ass is just burning right now, and it's not the hot sauce. Perfect. Next one, we're doing a clamshell. Can be done with a band, without a band. All a clamshell is, you're just opening your hips up. 10 reps each side. Switch sides for any of you without a band. Totally burns without a band too. Once you're done with the clamshells, we're gonna do a knees down, lean back stretch. I don't even have a name for this, but all you do is get on, I don't even know what these are called. The front of your legs, your knees are on the ground, and you're gonna lean back. And just lean back into it as far as you can, as deep as you can go, and bring yourself back up. Over time, you can, I'm not good at this, but you can actually go down super far and then bring yourself back up without the assistance of your hands. Sometimes it helps to put some pillows behind your back, but for me, usually I don't go through all that trouble, and I just kind of down and up. And you are focusing on trying to bring yourself up with your quads, not your arms. Once again, I'm really bad at this. I barely can get down because of my lack of flexibility. But up, there you go. Next, we've got bird dogs. So leg up, and instead of extending, a lot of people want to extend all the way up. What you want to do is just go straight out. And this is going to focus on your core and your hips, your hamstrings, a bit of shoulders. It's a really good one. 10 each side. Now that we've done all the kind of the warming up and mobility, it's time to roll out those muscles. Everyone's body's a bit different. How long you want to roll is totally up to you. Some people say roll in one spot for 2 minutes at a time. I don't know. I usually just roll a bit of everything for 2 minutes and it feels good. I find the problem areas for me are on top of the quads, especially as a skier. My quads get extremely tight. So my quads right here getting extremely tight, and I find if I can roll these zones kind of on the quad, a little bit above the knee and kind of up into the hip, I can reduce a lot of my knee pain. So when you roll, just get on the roller, and I find an easy way is to actually keep, I'll show you with this side, is to keep one of your legs kind of down on the ground on the mat, and then you don't have as much pressure on your leg, and you can kind of control the amount of pressure. So just roll out those areas that feel good. You're giving yourself a massage here. So I'm not going to give you too much instruction on this because it's kind of all by feel, but make sure you get your quad, go for a while. You're going to flip to your other leg, get your quad, and work that quad. If there's a spot you really like, sit there for a bit, jiggle around on it, and then what you can do is turn a bit to the side and get your IT band. So if you turn to the side, you can roll your IT band like this, or that other area of your quad that's tight. Beautiful. Once again, if you want to do the IT band, get down on the side like this, and you can just keep your leg kind of up and over. That makes it fairly easy. You just got to play with it. This is all feel here. I find this one's really good for me, the IT band, kind of where the quad connects there. Flip over. Don't forget about your hamstrings. Do some hamstring rolling, so roll out those hammies. You can roll right onto the glutes if you want. Mine are super sore right now. It feels good. And then roll out your calf. And don't forget your Achilles. Kind of roll your ankle a bit. Why not? If you're going to choose to do anything, I'd recommend to do the mobility and the strengthening over everything else that I've shown you. But the rolling can be very helpful if you have a lot of muscle tightness and you're getting pain. Play around with the rolling and roll that quad especially, and it's gonna release some of that pain that you're having in your knee. Just a strategy that I found has worked for me. Once I'm done with the rolling, I like to just do some simple stretching, stretch everything out since everything is warm. So first one I like to do is just the classic quad stretch. We all know this one, stand up, classic quad stretch. Hold it, maybe, 20 seconds, 30 seconds each side, whatever feels good. After the quad stretch, get down and do a hamstring stretch. I find this one is especially important because not a lot of the time do I stretch my hammies or my calf. So I take the band and I just stretch it back. You can leave your leg up, you can leave your leg down. Other side. Once again, I'm doing this at speed, but you guys can all, you know, take more time at home. Do a hip stretch. So up into kind of a lunge down on your knee, push into your hip. Other side. And then a pigeon to stretch the glutes. So you bring your leg under like this. Once again, folks, the stretching, honestly, in my opinion, stretching is just extra. The mobility, the strengthening, and the rolling, that's what's gonna bring you all of the pain relief and strengthen. Stretch the other side. And I always like to finish in a deep squat. Just sit here for a minute. And that's it. That's all there is to it, folks. I know I haven't made a video similar to this before, but I thought, hey, why not share a few of my secrets? I've recovered from injuries. I've prevented injuries using a lot of these exercises. So I thought it'd be fun to share them with all of you so you can do the same and you can have bulletproof knees as well. I'm not a doctor. What a surprise. So don't do any of this stuff if you have injuries. Always consult a physiotherapist, but these are things that I've pulled from different physios over the years and different trainers and people online. I find it works really well for me. Go at your own speed, do the amount of reps that feels good, but if you stay consistent with the mobility piece especially, and the strengthening and those hips and the rolling, if you're gonna take anything away from this video, it's just move more. The more you move, the better your body is going to feel. If you felt like that is like too much to do or too long, take a few pieces of that mobility work and maybe a bit of that rolling and mix that into your routine, and I promise you, your knees are going to feel so much better. One last thing, I always make the mistake every season of kind of being super diligent with my, training and my mobility work, and then I get into the ski season, I'm stoked, I'm skiing POW every day, and then whoop-de-doo, my knees get sore, I hurt my knee again, and then I kind of start going through these exercises as rehab, feel strong again, forget about it. So, if you can be more strong of mind than I am and keep up with it all the time throughout the season, throughout the summer, you're gonna be so much better off. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. If you're wondering more about the kind of workouts I do beyond just this mobility work, I'd love to share them. If it's something that you would all find interesting, just let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful. I'll leave a link to all the gear I use, like rollers, bands, so you can cop those, and I'll also have a blog post in the description so you can read about this and follow it along in more detail without hearing my annoying voice or having to watch a video over and over again. That's it. That's all. Go make your knees bulletproof, and I'll see you on the slopes next season.